Good afternoon, everybody. I am taking 1 minute here, then I'll take 12 minutes, 10 seconds on the screen over there, and after that, I have 10 minutes left. I'll be there at the podium. Why I am going to share a video with that is I'm actually into a movement from Asian territories. It's a movement of Asian integration. I call it a borderless Asia movement. We had launched this 2016 in Singapore, and now this is the first time I'm here in the land of yours in Philippines, and I have a great hope for Philippines. We got a lot of people supporting and joining the cause of Asia. I'll narrate while I speak. And this is the cause of Asia where we can join hands to develop an Asianism or Asiatic way of doing business and doing the work across Asia and the global region. So I'll play a video. It's actually sung by my students of MBA, and it's of course composed by me way back in 2016, and also the lyrics by me. Please, this is a 4 minute 10 seconds of yours. Please, that Song of Asia. The name is Song of Asia, and the contents will be circulated to you all by my colleagues over here. Thank you. Song of Asia. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for giving patient hearing to that. Actually, the purpose is to identify certain specific norms which Asia actually stands for. If you explore and examine yourself, you'll find the things that are happening now in the world last 50 years, particularly 70s end onwards, or rather 80s beginning onwards, the advent of this new culture which we are now talking about, computers, then digital technology, new areas of knowledge, now robotics getting evolved, even this, if you talk about the genetic re-engineering and genetic multiple engineering, you will find the approaches or the initiatives to get artificial life on Earth also. If you look at the contribution of people from Asia, you will find it's not only significant, but close to 50% of what the world has contributed till now. I have a personal experience of having interacted with people almost all regions of the United States, including students and teachers, almost entire length and breadth of European nations, and many parts of Asia. Unfortunately, this is the first time I'm here, but I know I have a very strong respect for Philippines. You are cultured, educated, and enlightened with the modern knowledge, so you should come forward with the hands of leadership, and you are the right people, those who are managing manpower. They are the most important people. I do consider that, human sense, human being is essentially the most important. I'm a professor of finance, right? But then I'm now last 40 years I'm into various aspects of business and business management. I found that the core increasing state of person matters a lot. When we started way back, in the 90s, early 90s, to find out the application of neural networking in capital market for the predictive model. Then we had to do a study of human brain. Being a professor of finance, you have to do a study of human brain, because it is a neural network is nothing but you need to know a little bit of neurology. How does it function? And we found, to our utter surprise, and also you will find that out of more than several millions of the nodes of human brain, only a few are in our grips. And we are doing everything in the world on the basis of that. So when you talk about the potential, it's a huge potential. It's enormous potential. It's an infinite potential. Therefore, I want to tell that, if I want to become a good manager of manpower, I need to first understand myself more in depth, more categorical. We have a method in which was enlisted first in India and then developed now spread out throughout the world, where you meditate. What do you do in that? You introspect with yourself. You have an appointment with yourself. You have a tryst with yourself. I call it a tryst with your own being. An appointment with yourself wherein you try to identify who you are actually essential. And the moment you can identify yourself, you find out vision means how to unfold. I was having a talk with some people in Greenleaf Center. Greenleaf Center, probably those who are in management, you should be knowing that Greenleaf came up with a center called Center for, Servant Leadership. I was there to deliver a talk, and then I had asked, when you consider yourself as a servant, whose servant are you? Then he said that, oh yes, I'm a servant of the servants, meaning those who are serving the people, I wish to become servant of those people. Now, servant in which respect? Like, public servants are servants, everybody, you and me, everybody, we are working for some organization. If I'm an owner, I'm working for some purpose. So we are serving something. And when you are serving, then what is the objective of serving? And where are you connected with? There is a verse in our Vedas which says, Yataha vai imani bhutani jayante yenu yatani jivanti yat prana pravishanti tad brahma. It's in Sanskrit, the meaning in short is, whoever is there in life on earth is an embodied entity, embodied personality of the Supreme Divine Himself. So you and me are actually that noble being. We are inheriting the noble qualities, noble values, noble attributes within ourselves. When we are doing the functional activities as a human being and managing or attempting to manage manpower, then that element has to come. So how do I tackle this issue? I am calling that, you need to become a corporate sadhu. Sadhu is a monk, is a person who is meditated upon, who does it. Meaning a corporate sadhu is what? Meaning a person who is there in the corporation, in an organization, managing manpower, managing resources, managing financial resources, managing things, managing, profit, managing, disasters, managing, problems, managing technology, managing everything together. And in that, what you do is, in the course of your doing the management, you are actually managing yourself. That has to be identified. When you manage yourself properly, then only you can manage others, and you can create a unified team for that. So the world now needs, needs a kind of, context wherein the factors of homogeneity are identified more. Certain attributes of Asianism, like, I give a reference of Gunnar Myrdal, the economist, who actually had talked about the Asiatic mode of production. And in that he used to say, or he used to mean that, the modernism, which has actually turned people into a number, person is more than a number. Person has got an identity, has got a background, several identities. When you are in the office, you are a manager. Back home, you are a father, you are a mother, you are a brother, you are a sister, you are a daughter, you are a son. You've got so many different dimensions of your identity. How can we, combine all this together to create a unified purpose of life? So, if we can do that, a unified purpose of life, then probably within that, the purpose of your organization, the purpose and the drive of your society, the purpose and drive of your nation or the countries, should be taken care of. Humanity will be in the safer hand of leaders in that case, and you grow into a better leader, a superior leader than your yesterday or today or the next day. So gradually we reinvent ourselves, we transform, we do transformation in ourselves, we reinvent the society and the context, and then we help each other to grow and help the society to grow. I was having a talk with one of the ambassadors from African countries, and then he was mentioning that in Asia, what you are attempting to do, we need to do in Africa as well. So we are going to develop an African chapter also, which is, in line with UNESCO, decisions of African development this decade. There are reasons why, because it's not that it's nothing against any other entity. I have a personal experience of being there in European context when this European Union was at the initial stage. And I know, I have seen, I've got first-hand experience of how they have developed. It's not just to copy them or to create a model like them. It's about different things. Asia has got a reason to combine. When you are taking a man-centric, human-centric, meaning man means it's a non-gender term I'm using. Is a human-centric approach in an organization. This should have a priority on something wherein technology gets merged with the human spirit. If that can be done, it's very difficult to trust. That, for example, think of something in future, robotic person with a mind, with a functional ability, with a biological movement. Biological robotics comes in, forward, joins hands, shakes hands with you. How do you do? How do you behave? How do you respond? We need to think about that. Many organizations have come up with a manager of future, or future manager, or the future leader. Many organizations have already come up, Fortune 500 companies, many of them are present here. So that is the point. That is why I thought that I will request Dr. Bhatia that I don't want to speak at length for, I want to share my thoughts on nation unity. And you are all enlightened people, you're managing manpower, so who are better than you all to understand the spirit of Asianism. That's what is my submission to you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. And once again, convey my thanks to Dr. Bhatia, his team, and all of you present here. Thank you.